So now we are going to discuss about how to operate these statements. That means uh, the statements which are we are executing in a sequential. We want to do it in a controlling manner. That means the compiler will not be under control up to now. Okay, we want to take the control of the compiler and we want to execute the statements based on our conditions and based on our looping statement. So to control the statements, that means to control the execution of the compiler, we have two types of controlling techniques. What are those? Branching techniques and looping techniques. So branching techniques are also called as conditional control statements. Okay, and the looping statements are called as looping statements. Okay, so here branching techniques means nothing but, so from where to where we need to go. That means the decision making statements based on conditions. Okay, we want to execute the true statements or the false statements. That conditions we are to evaluate. Okay, so for example, when a situation arises that we want to execute these set of statements based on one condition, and these statements are to be skipped based on the condition. So in that situations, what we will do, we will use branching techniques or conditional control techniques. So the major form of the branching techniques is like this. Okay, so when the statements are flowing in a sequence is one by one. Okay, so and the condition arrives. Okay, so if the condition is true, then we will execute the true statements. Otherwise, we will execute directly the false statements or the continual of the statements. Okay, so that means we want to execute this conditional code. Okay, so when it is required based on the condition, then only we will execute. Otherwise, the statements under the condition will not be executed. Okay. So what are the different conditional statements we have? So the different conditional statements in SAP ABAP are if statement, if else statement, nested if statement, and case control statement. Okay. So if statement, the if statement is only true statements will be there, or else the continuous statement. That means if we want to execute a set of statements only on condition true, then this if statement will be used here. So if you want to execute the false statement also, then we will use the if else statement. So this type of set of statements, different set of statements we have: if condition, else if condition, multiple condition statements. Then we will use nested if. Okay. So due to some disadvantages or some from having different conditions, so based on our nested if condition, so we are going to use case statement to different cases. Compare different statements, we will use case control statements. So how the flow of these statements will be and how these statements will execute, we'll see one by one. Okay, so first is if statement. See here, if the statements are going to execute in a sequential way, and if the condition is true, the statement set 1 will be executed. Otherwise, the false will be executed. That means there is no statements under the false. It will directly execute the statement 2. If the condition is true, then statement 1 and statement 2 will be executed. Condition is false, statement 2 only will be executed. So like that way we are going to skip statements 1. Okay. We will see one by one in programming also how the statements will execute, how the control will flow. Okay, so first of all we will see this flow of the statements, then we will go with the program. Okay, so next one is if else statement. See, in the if statement we are going to see only the true statement, but here we also have false statement also. So if the condition is true, statement 1 and statement 3 will be executed. Okay, if the condition is false, statement 2 and statement 3. That means statement 1 is getting skipped. Condition is true, then statement 2 is get skipped. Okay, so based on the condition, if it is true, we are executing certain set of statements. If it is false, we are executing another set of statements. Okay, everyone are getting right, Ajay? So nested if. Here, if, if inside a if, that means the condition inside another condition is called nested if. Okay, so here we have multiple if statements inside if. Okay. See here, if condition 1 is true, then statement 1 will be executed and condition 2 will be executed. That means if the condition is true, statement set 1 will be executed and condition 2 will be executed. If the condition 2, sorry, here it is a condition true statement. If the condition uh, 2 is true, then statement set 2 will be executed. That means if condition 1 and condition 2 is true, statement 1, statement 2 and statement 7 will be executed. If the condition 1 is true and condition 2 is false, statement 1, statement 3 and statement 7 will be executed. If the entire condition 1 is false, then condition 1 is false, statement set 4 will be executed. Okay, statement 4 will be executed and condition 3 will be executed. If the condition 3 is true, then statement 5 will be executed and statement 7. That means if the condition 1 is false and condition 3 is true, statement 4, statement 5, statement 7 will be executed. If the condition 1 is false and condition 3 is also false, then statement 4, statement 6 and statement 7 will be executed. Everyone are getting the nested if, right? So if inside another if. Okay, so case statement. See, in the nested if, maybe some statements will not be executed based on our condition. Okay, so if we want to place multiple if conditions, we want to place inside the inside, everything will be repeated. Okay, sometimes it will get confused. So for that case only, we are going to replace the nested if based on this statement. That means there will be a variable or field. Okay, if the value matches, then the statements will be executed. See here, case field. For that case field, value 1, value 2, value 3, value 4 and so on, value n and other statements. Okay, so first if value 1 is match, then statement set 1 and statement set r, that means the continuation statements. Okay, those two will be executed. Value 2 is matched, then statement set 2 and statement set r will be executed. Okay, So if value 3 is matched, then statement 3 will be executed. If so on value n, that means based on the value, the statement set will be executed. If no value is matched, that means none of the above values are get matched with the field value, then statement set others will be executed. So here I am taking two variables. Okay. A type I. So we have seen this parameter. What is a parameter also? Okay. So if A, okay, less than B, what I require, what I need to tell. See, the conditional statements, the major syntax is if and if. The if, the condition, and see, I am writing here if condition, okay, and if. This is the statements what we are going to write. If condition and if. So the if the condition is true, then the true statements will be executed. That means under the if condition, whatever the true statements are there, those statements will be executed. Okay. So this is the syntax for if. Okay. So I am writing here with the example. Write a is less than b. Okay. That means if the a statement and b statements are uh, a is less than b, then the statement a is less than b will be statement. The statement will get triggered. See, so I before that I am going to write the values of a and b. Okay, so the value of a is okay. Yeah, right. The value of b is b. See here. So there are totally four statements are there. Okay. So for three statements are there. Statement one, statement two, and statement three. Three write statements are there. But so I want to execute based on the condition. That means if A is less than B only, the statement A is less than B statement will be triggered. So that we will see. Okay. So we can provide the input from here. So I am writing 100 and some 80. That means is that A is less than B? Is the condition is going to true? Hello? Okay. So that means the two statement will not be executed. See here, only two write statements have been executed. The value of A is 100, the value of B is 80. So what I will do, I will reverse this. Okay. So now the 80 is less than 100. Then see here, A is less than B. So based on the condition, what happened? The true statements will be executed. Okay. So this is how the if statement is going to execute it. Based on our condition, it will execute. Okay. So again, okay. So what I am doing, I am writing these things, okay, inside one program itself. Okay. So syntax of else statement. That means, so if the true statement is not executed, uh, we are going to execute the false statement. See, if A is not less than B, then we can write another statement, right? That is, else write what B is less than A. Okay. So I'm commenting the above lines as well. So that means if else and if. Okay, that means if else will be executed. See, as we seen like that, A is less than B. Okay, so that means what statement will execute in the true statements will be executed. A is truly less than B, but A is having value greater than B. That means the condition is going to false. That means B is less than A. Okay, so based on condition, if the condition is true, then true statements will be executed. Otherwise, false statement will be executed. Okay, so then nested if. That will. Okay, see here. So here nested if condition 1 is true, then true statement along with the true statement condition 2 will be executed. So if the condition 2 is true, then true statement 2 will be executed. Otherwise, false statement 2 will be executed. Similarly, condition 1 is false, then along with false statement, condition 2 will be, sorry, condition 3 will be executed. If the condition 3 true statement will be executed, else false statement 3 will be executed. So we will see that one. Okay, so up to here we have written only two variables. Now we will take another two, or only one variable. Okay, similar like above statements, we will take another variable. Okay, So here, if A is less than B, okay, then if B is less than C, so we will see this one, right? B is less than C, else, right? C is same. So we will write all statements here. So see here, so what we are doing, if A is less than B, this condition is true, then we are writing A is less than B. And again, we are verifying if B is less than C, then that means A is also less than C, right? Even when B is less than, then C is also less than, sorry, A is also less than C. Okay, else C is only less than B. Okay, so else, that means A is not less than B. That means A is greater than B. Then what we are writing, B is less than A, and also we are verifying A greater than or C or not. Okay, so that we will see with the three variables by executing. Okay, so first I am writing. Okay, see here. That means see, A is the least one. So that means we will see A is less than B and A is less than C. Those two statements will be executed. See here. So we haven't executed the C statement. No? So what we will do, we will write those statement also. Okay. Or else we will write the C after this. Okay. So see here, based on the condition 1 and condition 2, the two statements have executed and the continuous statements also will execute. Okay. So next what we will do, we will write reverse this. Okay. See here, B is less than A is greater than C. That means both statements is less than A. Okay. So I will reverse this. Here it will be C will be 140. So what will execute? A B is less than A and also C is less than A. That means it is got reverse. Okay. Now what I will write? Uh, this one 120. Now A is less than B, but okay. A is less than B, but B is not less than C. See, A is less than B, C is less than B. Okay. So like this, we will execute nested if. Everyone are getting right? Hello? Okay. So we will see the next case statement in different statement. Okay. So when you want to execute based on different conditions, everything will be different. We will see how to execute this. Okay. So I'm writing country. Okay. So what I will do, country code. Okay. So I'm going to enter the country code, but I want to display the full statement. See here. So I am placing the variable in a case. So we have the scene. Sorry. Okay. I'm writing the syntax as well here. Case variable. Okay. And yes. When value 1. When value 2. When value 3. Like this, you can continue with n number of values. Okay. When not that. So this is how the case statement syntax will be. Here the value and variable will be n number. So here in our case we have a country code where we are writing in a parameter and which is p underscore country. So when the value is in, that means the value of country is in, we will write statement. Okay, country name is, okay, as India. Okay, in means India. So US. When the value, so it will matches with the value what you are going to write. Country name is, US means United States. Then so like this you can write a number of statements. See, we have seen that the statements, the variable declaration will be um, minimum number of characters, right? So here it was throwing an error. It should be less than 8 characters. Okay. So now I will execute and I will write. So based on the value, the statement is like, see here. So country code is IN, country name is India. So now I will write CH. See, so it will execute China. So that means based on the value, the statements should be executed. Okay. In this type of scenario, we will use what? Case statements. Okay. Here case, when are keywords. Okay. So up to here, the conditional statements are done.